So here is option one out of two options for your research project in History 180 honors. Option one, discover the classes by going to Fashion Island. This is the place to go. Some of you may even work there. I don't know. You want to be safe, wear a mask, follow all the rules, do everything you need to do this safely, okay? And you're going to head to Fashion Island in Newport. And then sit somewhere, maybe with a laptop if you have one, your phone, where people watching is convenient and won't creep people out, right? You don't want to be staring at people. Don't take pictures of them. What you're going to be looking for is the people. You're just going to watch people and then write down what you discovered, okay? Where are the working class at that place that you're hanging out at Fashion Island? Who are they? What are they doing? How do they dress? How do they act? Are they doing everything they can to be noticed, or are they doing everything they can to not be noticed? All right, just keep that eye out and notice what's going on with them. Who are the super rich? The people that are born rich and probably, not always, but probably inherited their wealth. You can always tell. It has to do with how they act, and how they dress. It's about the confidence that they have. So the only clue I really have for you on this is that 99.9% of the time, the rich people are going to be wearing like Tommy Bahama shirts, like $200-300 Hawaiian style shirts, or Cuban style shirts. Maybe their skin tone's a little bit burned because they've been spending a lot of time out on their yacht fishing or whatever, right? And they're probably wearing flip-flops or tennis shoes or something like that with some nice Bermuda shorts or something. They're not going to be flaunting it in any other way than that, and just watch out for that kind of thing. That's not always the case, but that's what you're looking for. They're not business class rich. They're not bourgeoisie. They just have money. And then the bourgeoisie. This is the class that has the wealth based upon some kind of industry. So tech, real estate, Rolex sales or whatever it is, Tesla sales rooms, which there is one. There's a Tesla sales room right there in Fashion Island, right? How do these guys act and look? How are they different from what you observe to probably be the rich guys or the working class guys, right? The bourgeoisie, what are they wearing? How are they acting? Are they like what I was showing you in those pictures? Are they flaunting it, not flaunting it? How do you know? Okay. So working class, rich, bourgeoisie, and all you're going to do is just jot this stuff down. There's 3 classes, so you got 3 pages, whatever, however you want to organize it is fine. I don't care about the style. Just a double-spaced 3-page short essay. Put it into a roughly 3-page double-spaced short essay and just tell me what you discovered. Okay, and be as descriptive as you can, because you're not taking pictures because that's creepy. Here's the second option, which doesn't have so much to do with the bourgeoisie stuff and the class systems. We're about to get to a tale about the fall of Muslim Spain. That's going to happen in the next 2 weeks. And in 1492, the very same year as Columbus and all that stuff, and there's a whole bunch of things that connect here. But in 1492, the Spanish are going to finally defeat the very last Muslim stronghold called Granada. And the capital of Granada was Alhambra, and it's right here. The city still exists, the fortified city. So each Muslim city captured during that 400-year Reconquista, that Spanish crusade, was a city that the Spanish learned from and adapted from and basically took, because those cities were part of the Islamic Empire, and as a result, they were very advanced. They had running water in many parts of the cities. They had actual sewage that carried sewage outside of the city sanitarily, right? These cities were much less likely to suffer from things like the plague, you know what I mean? And the artistry was gorgeous. And so the Spanish didn't destroy anything, even if it was Muslim, when they captured it in Spain. They just took it and kind of divided the spoils up for their profit. So, weirdly, in Irvine, there is another shopping mall, and that shopping mall is called the Irvine Spectrum. And the Irvine Spectrum imported a whole bunch of design ideas from that very last Reconquista city, that very last Muslim city to fall to the Spanish conquistadors. Here's the assignment. Travel to the Irvine Spectrum. If you go early, you won't see anybody else there except the maintenance staff. Okay, so you could totally go early and avoid people if you're worried about anything. But if you're not too worried about that, then go anytime, obviously. All right, you can go to the Spectrum, and here's what I want you to find. These are items that are, meaning physical features, all right, pieces, architectural pieces that are in the city of Alhambra. Find this, the Irvine version of this in the Irvine Spectrum. Find this doorway, which looks similar to this in the Irvine Spectrum. Look mostly at these little crenellations here. Just know that the Irvine Spectrum, for whatever reason, didn't do the little kind of tip at the top here. They kept it more rounded for some reason. All right, you can guess as to why. There's a fountain that looks just like this. It's just a little bit bigger in the Irvine Spectrum, except that it doesn't have this double fountain. It has something else in there. Okay, and then there's a fountain that's like this. It's very similar, and there's two fountains similar to this or pools like this at the Spectrum. So we're not talking about the one in front of the Apple Store. We're talking about one that actually shoots out water, just like you see here. Here's the assignment once you find them. Take a selfie in front of each of those things. Search the internet for what the original piece in Alhambra, Spain looked like. I mean, you see that here. You already know, right? That's your hint. That's what it looks like. So search the internet for that piece in Alhambra, Spain. Try to figure out what it is and what it's called. Don't use Wikipedia because nobody claims ownership of it, meaning there's nobody that puts their name on the articles. So although Wikipedia is actually not bad as a jumping off point, don't use it for this little assignment that you're doing. We can't in college use sites that people don't claim responsibility for accuracy. We just can't. So you can look at travel sites where there's somebody that takes ownership of it, or historical sites of the city of Alhambra, or whatever. Those are all fine. Okay, just don't use weird sites that have no. There's also a conspiracy site in Orange County, a website put up by some conspiracy nut who talks about the occult at the Irvine Spectrum because of these Muslim things, which obviously means it's part of a cult, because it's Orange County, California. So that's fun. So you can look for that for fun, but you can't use it as a research piece because it's just kind of, whatever. So in your own words, no copying and pasting. All right. Put everything into your own words because that's the way it works. You're going to tell me what the original artistic piece is called. Okay. You're going to give me some history on the piece from whatever website you find it from. You're going to assess how and why the Alhambra piece is different from the Irvine Spectrum piece. I don't know the answer to that, so you're not trying to answer a quiz here. I'm just curious to see what you think because I'm curious, all right? That's all. And then at the end of each paragraph, so just do a paragraph on each piece, it's fine, all right? At the end of each paragraph, cite where you got the information. When you cite, you're simply going to use this format. Author's name, page title, website name, they're usually two different things. The publication date of the website, that'll usually be at the bottom somewhere, info please, 2010 or whatever. And the last date that you visited the website. You always, when you ever use an internet source, you always have to cite the last time you went there because the internet changes a lot, which means that when someone else goes there, the site may have been updated or changed. So you're basically giving a date stamp for when you went to that website. So Bryson Shane, World Order Rules in English, the title of a page on a website that has lots of pages in it. Spanish Tourism, all right, is the actual name of the website itself. The date that website was created or that article was written on it, and the date it was last accessed by you. Keep in mind that you'll almost always have to hunt around the website for all this information. You'll have to go through the info pages, about us pages, the whole thing to find an actual name, usually, not always, but usually. And for the dates and stuff, you're going to have to look around for that too. If it's a really nice website, it'll do all this stuff for you right there in the first page, but you might have to go and be a sleuth a bit about it, which is really what this cutoff piece is saying. All right. So that's it. You're just going to have some fun doing this. You're going to ask this too. What happens if I can't find an author? You always need to find an author in this kind of thing. You have to have somebody that is a real human being that put this together. It can't be a bot, that just mines information. It can't be somebody that won't claim responsibility for accuracy. So there's lots of websites on Alhambra and the historical pieces in it. So just keep searching until you find a website that's decent, right? And actually has everything you need on it to be at least a little bit academic with your citing. Okay. So this just goes at the very end of the paragraph, and that's all you do. It's almost like a annotated bibliography or something. It's all this is. Okay, I think that's it.